Hello everyone, welcome to day 226 of playing chess every day for you. Let's find the game. We get the white pieces. I'll play e4. We get the Sicilian, so I'll go straight into the Alpin. They are thinking here, so it's a good sign because it means they don't know the theory. But we also got this recently, and they took on d4, and I think I lost that game. They play e6. And what I could do here is I see that the dark squares are very weak now. I could just go ahead and develop my knight, which seems the most normal move. If I push, they can take and check me. I think I'll just play knight to f3, just developing. I think taking away from the center isn't that good for me. It just splits my structure completely. I never want to take that c-pawn at the moment. That would be a terrible structure of pawns for me. It's not worth it. I'll bring my dark squared bishop out. That's not a good move, because now if I take, I'm attacking the pawn. And I'm also, if I take, I get to stop them from castling, which could be very good for me. I will go ahead and take, even though I said I won't, just for the opportunity to stop them from castling. They do go ahead and take. I mean, now their knight is in the way, so I think I'll go ahead and pin their knight to their king. What I could do here, so now this is very annoying, because if I pin them to their king, they take my queen. And if I take them, I mean, I can weaken the structure though, so knight takes, I give a check. And they either have to pin themselves, or bring the bishop, which would stop their king from castling. They do pin themselves, but now I can just add an attacker onto the knight. I can jump in with this move. I don't think that knight move is amazing. I could even go ahead and try to attack it. If they kick me out, I'd have to take though. I could bring my rook into the game. I think I'll just bring my dark squared bishop into this game. If they kick me away, okay, so they kick my knight away. I could take with check here, and if they take, I'd have to still jump back, which is annoying. Or I could take this way, and if they took, that way is worse, because I don't get anything useful out of that. I will go ahead and take here. I know simplifying right now isn't the best, but at least I can force a weakness of doubled pawns from them. Okay, so here I just take. Definitely, I think weakening their structure like this is always good for me. I could go ahead and castle, but I could also just start developing my bishop or my knight. Probably my knight. Or I could just go ahead and castle and keep my king safe. Not sure what I want to do. If I play here, they just push. I'll go ahead and castle first. They're preparing to castle. I could strike with a move like f4, but I don't think that's good at the moment. I'll just develop slowly here. And keep everything solid. I'll go ahead and attack that bishop. They castle, but I don't have any piece, any light squared piece that could attack this weakness, so castling's probably good for them. I'll go ahead and just develop. Once again, I'm recording this on a different computer than my normal one, and I really have to put together my new computer. They hit my rook, but I can simply just move it to the d file. and look for some kind of doubled attack. Yeah, I think rook to d1 is good. But that stops me ever putting my other rook on d1, so I'll play rook to d1 here. It makes the most sense. And then when I jump here, I have a double attack on their bishop. They can bring their own rook over, but then I just have the same doubled attack. This bishop's very annoying. They have a bishop pair, which is very annoying for me. In an endgame like this, they have a very weird structure, but it's not bad. So now knight to c4 will attack the bishop twice. And the bishop has to move back. If the bishop moves back this way, I just take, so that would be a blunder. It has to stay on this e7 square. I don't want to undouble their pawns, so there's no point in me pushing b4. I'd love to be able to push here, because that would force their bishop away, and also maybe force them into taking, which would weaken their king. Or if I took here, this f-pawn, that would make their king really weak. All these squares would be open. So they just go back. I could go ahead and pin the pawn. One idea that I have here is to rook lift up, and then attack this pawn, which would have to force them to give me their rook. But what I like doing here is probably just coming in to force this bishop to move, and then I'll take here. That's what I'll do. I'll slide my knight over to f3, and I'm just trying to play rook d7 here. And if the bishop chooses to move, rook d7, if the bishop moves, I take here. And I'm very active. I could win a pawn. 2 pawns. My rook will have eyes on this. Rook to d7 is very nice for me. They should probably try to stop me from doing that. Because their bishop only has 2 squares to go to. I mean, they attack my knight, but now I can just attack their bishop. If they take my knight, I'm completely fine with that. That bishop is strong, but I can always just force it to move. My rook is better on the 7th rank than their bishop on my 2nd rank, I think. They have no good squares for their bishop. And if the bishop does move, I just have bishop takes c5, hitting the rook. They choose to defend it. That's okay. I can't really add an attack onto it. Taking here wouldn't be good for me. I could double my rooks on the 7th rank, which would be amazing for me. But it's not possible at the moment. I can't really attack their bishop at the moment, which is very annoying for me. I can push. If they take, I take, and that's very good for me. If I push and they push, I have this move. That's also very good, so I'll go ahead and play that. Whether they push or take, I think my knight comes into the game and I'm attacking this. And then the bishop and this, so if they take now, it does weaken my king. But then it just helps my rook come into the game, potentially, later on. They don't have to take though. If they choose not to take, that's probably the best move. They take my knight, but I'm fine with that. Because even though they weaken my structure, this can't be that good for them. Now they go ahead and take. And now I could run my king to the e2 square and try to double up on this, which could be my way of winning this game. So king to e2, I think my king would be safe on that square. I have a way of winning this pawn, which could be really good for me. And that would be by pushing b4. And actually taking this would enable me to attack this, so that would be quite good. You could play b4, and if they take, I recapture, and this is gonna fall. So b4 might actually be a good idea here. I don't know which square my rook should go to. Probably to the d file, just to double my rooks. And then go ahead and play b4. And if they take, I can just recapture, because if they take, I win this pawn. I am down a pawn, but our structures, they have two sets of doubled pawns. That can't be good for them at all. I could run my king to safety on the e2 square. So pushing through here, if they take, I take. I do lose a pawn. Yeah, I don't see that being so good for me. I could lock this pawn in with c4 though, which seems okay. They throw their pawn forward, but that just lets me play h3. I could even run my king over now and try to attack them over here. I think h3 is good here. I stop them from ever pushing. Their king comes up. I can hide my king here and then bring my rook into the game, which could be really good for me. And I think that's my plan. King to e2. Their bishop is now completely pinned. Oh wow, that actually blunders a pawn. And that's a huge miss from me. This is now undefended. The bishop can't move. It's a big miss from myself. They pinned their own bishop to their king. And I missed that I can take this. It's a huge miss from me. But now I can take... Okay, I can't take the bishop. I was going to say I can take the bishop, and when the king takes, I can give the king a check, which forces the king away. But no, that doesn't work. I can also just take this now, because if they take, I just take. And I can simplify by taking their rook. Yeah, if we choose to trade down here, I'll be able to win this pawn, and there's no way they can stop these 3 pawns from being able to promote, especially if I get my king into the game. Also, now I'm threatening to take the bishop with a check, so I am completely winning here. Not only do I have so much pressure around them here, I'm threatening to take the bishop, I'm threatening to even take the rook. Because if they take here, I come in and I'm attacking these pawns. That's a reasonable move. It's a good move that they found. I can take the bishop. Here I can just simply trade down though. I take the bishop. If the rook takes, it's a fair trade. I don't want to ruin this now. The bishop's still pinned to the king, so I could add my other rook to the attack. Could just slide back to c7 and then bring my other rook. So the bishop's still pinned. The rook defends, but it doesn't see my rook anymore. So I'll just slide back and add my other rook to the attack. Yeah, so here I can probably take this bishop now. But that isn't as winning for me as it would have been otherwise. If I take the rook takes, it's just a fair trade, but my rook can't really come in. I think trading down would still win me the game just because I'm much more active. But I don't see the right way to do it. I'll go ahead and go for it. Their rook has to take. And I could just take here, or I could also double up. Taking here, doubling up seems good. I will go ahead and take though, because their king can't cross the d file now. And I can activate my king now. And it's me who's more active. I have control of the d file, their king can't come to this side of the board. So if I can get my king over here, I should be completely fine. That's not a good move. Although if I push now, they can come in here, and I don't like that. I think I'll go ahead and just start pushing these pawns on this side of the board. b4, b5s are good moves. The rook does come in, but I can just slide my king up, and I'm fine there. And where does the rook go? The rook has no good squares. I have to keep their king cut off from this side of the board. That's a good move, but I can always just drop back and defend. I'm not sure defending that pawn is the best choice. But then they have they do have a nice attack down here, so I think I have to The problem is now their king can come over to defend. They're finding nice moves to stop me from really pushing through. If I can get my rook between these 2 pawns, I think I'll be able to start pushing. What I can also do is start pushing over here. They're trying to be really annoying and they're doing quite well. I'll play rook 2. I have to keep their king away. They go back now, but this lets me push and come in with my rook. I think rook to d3 is the move that really helps me here. Because then I'm able to rotate my king this way, while stopping their king from crossing. And in this case, these doubled pawns are actually strong because my king can't come to these light squares. Rook to d3 is definitely good. And I'll go ahead and play rook to d3. They target my weakness, but rook to d3 is what solves that weakness, so... I'm not really worried about them pushing on this side. If they come in to defend, that's the only good option, but then I come in with my rook and win this. They can't allow me to win this, because then my rook comes in and I just win the game. King up is the right move. I can come in and try to attack this now. And if they take here, I take here. Could also come here. I don't want to give up defense of this though, so maybe I drop back with my king and just try to run my king over to this side. I did let them come in here, but yeah, I don't think I want to let them. They can't win these ones. They can come in, but they can't go anywhere else with their king. Pushing here would be good for them. I'll start running my king this way. Coming in seems nice, but where do they go? You can't really go anywhere. My rook's positioned quite well here. Yeah, I'm happy to simplify here. I can trade down this way to not allow them to push. And I could push here. I could run my king this way, which I think is the best choice I have. Although this check does stop them from being able to push easily, so I'll go ahead and give it. Now running my king this way is what would definitely help me the most here. I mean, now my rook can also come in here and just pressure these pawns non-stop. But I think just pushing b4, b5 will be the best choices that I have. b4, king c4, I push. They can't stop me here from pushing through. b4, king c4, and I'm just pushing down here, and they cannot stop two passed pawns. from promoting. And their king can also never come into the game, which is why I'm winning here. I'm also up 5 minutes. That's a nice move that they played. Really nice move, because it stops me from being able to push her. But still, now I'll just bring my rook in here, and they have to waste time defending these two pawns. They go ahead and defend that way, but now I push through, so... A rook check doesn't help them that much. A rook check undefends this also. And now with this outside pass pawn, me pushing through here is what's gonna win me the game here. They do give a check. I think I have to take this pawn first. Pushing here forces the rook away. Take this one first. Then push here. I can just take her. If the rook takes, I promote, pinning their rook to their king. If they push, I just promote either way. If they push, I probably take their rook. Yeah, if they push. And I also promote with the check, so if they push now, it's over for them. If they promote now, they're losing. Can keep giving checks here. King up just allows me to give this check, which is even better for me. And now I have this move, which is checkmate, and that's a great win for us. Let's look at this game. I played with a 73.5, they played with a 65.9. I had 6 misses and 2 mistakes. I'm guessing the misses all came together. This was all good. Make a weakness, so I'm winning. I should have pushed first, c4. Yeah, rook to c7 was a very strong move. Just, they can't defend this. Yeah, I had the opportunity to take, and I did realize that. And that's a blunder because it allows me to take. Now I'm completely winning. And yeah, I actually should have gone ahead and taken this. With my bishop. And even though I misplayed this endgame completely, they were actually winning here. Yeah, this rook move was terrible. It's far too weak. I lose all my activity. But they allow my rook to come back in, and now this is just a draw. Even though I allowed their king in, that was a mistake because they're just simplifying for me. I had to play king c3 here and just run my king up. I didn't have to give a check. But now I'm still actually winning slightly here. King back to c3 is best. And here I can start pushing. King over is the best move because if they push I just take with check, and if they check me I can probably block with my rook. This was a mistake. Pushing through is a mistake, which lets me take as the best move. Now that they push, I can actually take the rook. Check first here is wrong. I can promote, make a queen. It's the much better move. That king moves a blunder, which gives me this. And this is a win no matter what. I just have an extra piece. I guess that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.